Hey gorgeous, I'm Lauren Joyce, sex, love, and relationship coach, and today I want to talk about the art of magnetic communication. So what the heck is magnetic communication? Well, I see so many women struggling to express how they're feeling, to talk about what it is they want in relationships. I get it. You feel needy, you feel desperate, you feel confused by your own emotions, you're terrified that if you open up, maybe he won't like you as much, or that this will somehow alter his perspective of you. However, if you learn the art of magnetic communication, not only are you able to express your emotions and desires, but you're able to do it in a way that invites a man up and into the relationships and leaves you feeling really empowered instead of needy and desperate. So the first thing to know about having magnetic communication is being really, really clear on what it is that you desire. Always having a clear vision of what you want in a relationship, and then being really intimate with your desires from day to day and even minute to minute. When you can express what it is that you want, and you know that you want it and that it's okay to want that thing, it's so much easier to not just express that to the man, but for him to want to give that to you. So being really clear on what you want is first. Number two is being really intimate with your emotions. So especially if you get hurt or triggered, knowing what emotion you're experiencing and why is going to make it a lot easier to communicate from a place of being magnetic, where he's going to want to come into the relationship and connect to you emotionally instead of blaming him and making him defensive. And the third thing is appreciation, appreciation, appreciation. When a man feels appreciated for how he's showing up in the relationship, for the action that he's taking, he's much more willing to show up even more and to try and make you happier. So this is how it plays out in real life. Let's say, for example, you're in a situation with a man and he's hurt your feelings. You feel really hurt or triggered, and you want to be able to express that to him in a way that does not make him defensive. This is what it looks like. You ready? So let's say, for example, he doesn't text you back, and you were supposed to hear from him, and then you never heard from him, and you feel like he's not very interested in you. Often what a lot of women will do is they'll internalize that, say, oh, I'm not good enough, or he's not good enough, he's not interested in me, and so they just give up. But what I want you to do instead is get really clear on how you're feeling. Okay, I feel like he's not very interested in me, and that hurts. And then what you want to do is you want to say to him, hey, I have something I want to share with you. And if you're feeling nervous or scared, add that in too. I have something I want to share with you, and it feels really uncomfortable for me. Are you open to that, right? And he'll probably say yes, and then you say, when I didn't hear from you last week, I felt really hurt, and I was questioning whether or not you're interested in me. Is that true? Now, the reason why you want to ask him if it's true is because this will give him the opportunity to step up and into the relationship, right? But if you come in guns a-blazing, like, you make me feel like I'm not important to you because you never called me back, it's very accusatory, and he's going to get very defensive, and he's not going to want to have that conversation with you. But if you own your emotions, that's why having clarity on what you're feeling and why is so, so key, right? So then at the end of the conversation, appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. Thank you so much for being so open and listening to how I was feeling. I feel really seen. I feel amazing. Okay? But let's say, for example, you just want to share a desire that you have with your man. Maybe you want to go to a certain restaurant on a Friday evening, or there's something that you really want from the relationship. Having clarity on what it is you want is key, and then also knowing how that's going to make you feel. So again, that intimacy with your emotions is really, really critical. So let's say, for example, you and this guy are getting ready to go out for a date on Friday, and he goes, where do you want to go? And instead of saying, I don't care, when you probably do, say something to the effect of, you know what would make me feel amazing? Or you know what I would be so excited about? Is if we could try that new restaurant that just opened, because I would love to be in that space with you. So again, being really clear on what it is you want and why. You want to really explain to the guy, lay it out for him, how that's going to make you feel. The reason why this is important, ladies, please hear me on this. Men want to make you happy. They really, really do. And so if you just say, hey, let's try this restaurant, and maybe he had something else in mind, he may be a little bit more resistant to going along with your plan. But if you tell him why it is you want the thing that you want, not because you have to justify your desires, but to really show him how excited, how happy you'll be, he's going to be so much more willing to give that to you. And then at the end, you got it. Appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. Thank you so much for picking this place for us. Thank you so much for listening to what I said and taking me to exactly where I wanted to go. This is amazing. Okay? So being really clear on what it is that you want, being very intimate with your emotions, and appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. Those are the 3 keys to success for magnetic communication. I'll see you next week.